Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Drive on her streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through her hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me windy. I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way.
Okay, so full disclosure, I'm a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, and playing this was an absolute delight for me. If you guys haven't heard of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, this is a very famous song of theirs called Under the Bridge. It's covered by a girl band. Can't think of the name of them, but it was very good. Good version of it, but not nearly as good as the original, in my humble opinion. So guys, in the playthrough that you just heard, you can hear that there's a gradual build throughout the song. It starts with the dynamics at P for piano, and it ends with the dynamics at F for forte. So it goes from quiet to loud. Forte is loud. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is in the very first bar of the drumming in this, because we've got 8 bars of rests at the start, and the drums come in on the end of the 8th bar. Together we cry, and then the drums start. Okay, you have hi-hats and you also have rim click. Now, not all rim clicks are equal. Some people, you'll see them doing this for a rim click. Incorrect. What we want to do is to transfer the sound of that rim through the end of the stick into the head, and then that will resonate the shell and give us a nice deep click. Now, the best way to think about this is, if you imagine at the start of a movie you have a clicker where they have the scene 1, take 1, and the name of the scene and who's directing written on the clicker, and they'll hold it up and they'll say action, and they'll click it down, and it'll help them sync the video and the audio. You want to imagine that your stick is like the top of that clicker, and what I mean by that is it's hinged on one side, so it only lifts on one side, and when it comes down almost like a guillotine, shunk down, and makes that click sound. Now, there is a sweet spot for this, and I personally believe that if you look at your drumstick, you can see that it's thin at the top and it tapers out. Where it stops tapering out, where it's at its widest, this is a good spot for to click on the rim. Okay, so you can hear, if you adjust in and out, the tone of what the click sounds like changes, and it's at its fattest and its deepest at where that taper stops. And usually what you'll find is when you're coming across the drum at like a 2 o'clock angle, so the tip of the stick is heading out towards 2 o'clock, the butt of the stick will be in maybe 1.5 inches from the other edge. So you do not have this stick touching off the inside edge here. It's sitting onto the head, okay? That doesn't leave the head. As I said, it's attached, it's hinged from that point. You can rest your arm on the drum. You don't have to be floating up in the air like a butterfly. You can rest down and anchor yourself on your wrist and not lift your whole hand, just your fingers, to get that click nice and solid. All right? Make sure your fingers are peeled from the back of the stick. You don't want to have your fingers in underneath the stick, stopping it from getting to the rim. So it's a different hold altogether from what you're used to. Now, some people will cheat. They'll use the fat end of the stick because then you don't have to worry about where the taper ends or anything like that. You just get a solid click. Problem with that is now you have the stick upside down and you got to do some fancy flipping in order to get it back in time. So I always try and get people to do it the right way instead of the lazy cheaty way. Don't be a lazy cheaty person. Okay, we're going to start the piece. And it starts nice and quiet. Piano stands for quiet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just 2 bars of that. Now, I drive on her streets is where the lyrics are on bar 11 here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so basically half the amount of rim click we were doing, and we're going to repeat that for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, and then on 19 we're going to have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and take your time with this one because it's a little bit tricky. That on the third rim click, 1 and 2 and that's an odd one for some people. It's in a semi-quaver amongst what we're used to doing in quavers. 1 and 3 and 4 and do it as slow as you need to get it right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's that little renegade rim click on its own. All the rest of them have something with it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you repeat that on bar 20. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I don't ever want to feel is then 1 and 2 and 3 4. So you have bass drum in between on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 4. 1 and 2 3 and 4. Okay, this is a 2-bar pattern and it's a little bit detailed, so again do it as slow as you need to get it right. 1 and 2 and then all 3 things together, 3 and then there's rim click, 4 and then 1 and 2 3 and 4, and you repeat that 21, 22 will repeat on 23, 24, 25, 26. So that's a 2-bar pattern that's played 3 times. Okay, and then on 27 it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then the new bit 3 4 E and. Okay, 3 4 E and. Okay, all of 3 is that. 4 starts 4 E and then a whole half note and 4 E and. So the 2 bars, because it's a 2-bar pattern, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 4 E and. Okay, now we're on to the second page, and this is the oh yeah yeah. Right, so 1 and 2, right cymbal. Make sure you notice that that's right and not hi-hats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and. Now you'll also notice that for all this phrase from 29 on, F loud. This is where the piece gets big. Now we're on the second line, 33. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Make sure you get your fill nice and crisp. Crash again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. That was bar 36. If you don't know those, take them out on their own and practice them. Practice bar 34 on its own so you get that fill nice and correct. Practice 36 on its own so you get the fill nice and correct. 37 again, starts with the crash, moves to the right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. That's one you're going to have to practice on its own. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Watch out for that second rack tom. Last line, 39. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Nice and solid ending. Guys, this is a great piece to learn. There's a lot of learning in it. But when you're playing it with the backing track, you're going to have a lot of fun. Once you're able to do it, you got it sorted with the grade, go listen to the original song and try and use these skills with the song. Learning it as a grade it's great, but the whole point of playing drums and learning these pieces is so that you'll be able to perform them at certain stages. Learn the skills in them, use them in different songs, but learn the songs themselves as well. All of these skills are directly related to these songs. So just learning the exam piece, you're not getting the full amount of benefit out of doing all this work that you're doing. Anyway, guys, if you watched till now, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you find these videos useful, let me know. Any interaction with you guys would be much appreciated because it will help me, help the videos, and help the channel in general. If you guys want anything in particular for it to be covered in the future, do let me know, and I'll do my best to get to it. And yeah, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, send me gifts, buy me things, fly me places. I'm down to do all that stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.